Oh, look.
Right. Oh,
Look, my internet did it. We went live.
oh well, little small mercies at this point.
I
You
mean,
know,
seriously, I'm sitting here thinking, so what happens if I hit this button and it decides to kill on me, right?
right? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have. Yeah, I would have to like jump in and take over and just like, okay, it's just a one man band today.
I am fucking done with Cox Communications.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
over it.
It's time to switch over, I think.
Yes,
The
yes,
people deserve it.
yes.
They
Oh
deserve
my
you
God,
having
yes.
better internet service.
You
What
ready
day
for
is
this?
it today,
Oh my
Nita?
God. Oh yeah. It is Monday,
Ew.
October 24th,
Oh,
2022.
I don't know which is worse. Which part is the worst part?
All of
But
it.
yeah, you know what? Yeah, just like Patrick says, push the button, Nita.
I used to think if I couldn't find hope, I should just let it all go. I used to think if I couldn't make dreams come true, I should just let them all go. When life seems impossible, look from a new angle, change just one little thing. When life feels intolerable, find your true source of love. Focus now, focus on love.
And for
Ah.
fuck's sake, here we go.
Oh, okay. Well, I have to admit though, I really do have to up my video game. I mean, but those Kickstarter videos, I mean, it's like
Yeah,
between the
they're bringing it
Sparkle
now.
Talk, yeah, that backwards music, that distorted music that Sparkle Dog uses, and then it's like that complete bop that Sacrimony uses. It's like,
Oh my God, yeah.
it's like, yeah, I gotta stop being lazy and kind of like, try to be a little bit more creative
Thematic.
where I don't know, maybe I don't know, it's like, but you know what it is, like, uh, good morning everybody. Oh my god, here we are in this with this overcast Monday, or at least in my end. Nita is still having problems with her internet.
Surprise.
So if she disappears or turns into an icon, you know what's going on. So yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. So who's joining us this early in the morning? Although
All
it's,
right.
it's 11 a.m. So I don't know why I'm saying
It's
it's
early
early.
enough. Oh my God. So far we got Tanner,
Oh,
Patrick, Jody, Mike,
hello.
Jimmy, and
Hello.
Jake, who is moody
Uh,
apparently because
oh, wow, Jake. You know what? No, I completely understand. Jake, I gotta bring in the Fahukugads clip for you guys now that Joe and Jake. So I get to haunt you with that clip every time you two show up and wherever you go.
Facebook user, hop over to YouTube so we can see who you
Yes,
are.
declare yourself. Yes. And thank you so much for the 9 people who are currently watching us right now from regions beyond. So if you're watching us on Twitter, if you're watching us on Facebook, come on over to YouTube. Join our sexy people in the chat. It's like yeah, it's just, it's this is where all the cool kids are hanging out. But But no, you are already hanging out with the cool kids. So no matter where you
Morning,
are,
John.
hello, John. Welcome, welcome. You are hanging out with the cool kids, whether you're in the chat or watching us on the other links. But thank you so much. So yes, hello. My name is Daphne Lage, and I am a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales and my medieval fantasy soap opera drama, Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, currently in pre-launch for issue 5. So links in the show notes below. So in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com and eagleworks.com, EGOWRKS. And you can check out all of my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, LAGE Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So whether you're watching us on my channel or on the Indie Comics Network, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the thumbs, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time any of our shows go live. And speaking of staying alive while she's still able to do it, Nita, take it away.
Yeah, my name is Nita Lanning. I am the producer of the Indie Comics Network, and I am about to be known for breaking a computer in a live stream like I am not TV.
Yeah, she's gonna be like what's his name in the Who, when he's smashing his guitar. I don't know. Robert Townsend. I think it's Robert Townsend.
It's funny for now.
Right? Yeah, exactly. No. It's like it's really amazing. Like how quickly we learn how dependent we are on technology until it stops working. Like everything is fine up until something glitches, and then it's like, oh my goodness, like how did I get to this point?
Good morning.
Hey, Bristolian Dave. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank
Morning,
you.
Pops.
Hello. So oh, thank you. Yes. Yes. Oh, and Tanner, I'm glad that you received Eagle Raven and you are enjoying it. So thank you so much for supporting the campaign. Yes, I'm setting up the last several packages to go out, which would kind of officially close out the campaign for volume 1. Again, I'd like to thank everybody who supported the campaign. There's a couple of stragglers out there. It's like I sent notifications to everybody. I have a couple of people who've yet to fill out their surveys. So make sure you get back to me so I can send out your stuff. Trust me, you want your stuff. You paid for it. You should get it. So please send back your surveys. And here's the thing too. Kickstarter only allows me to send out the surveys once. So if it's somewhere lost in your spam folder hell, just go on Kickstarter and just send me your mailing address. Okay. And remember, if you're international, make sure to add your phone number. Because again, Kickstarter will not allow me to send out a survey twice. So if you want your stuff, you should get your stuff. You do want your stuff. You paid for it. So make sure you do that and get back to me so I can send out the last of these packages this week. So aside from fighting with Cox Internet, an appropriate name, I might add.
Yeah, right. I've been Cox blocked like for 2 months now.
Uh-huh.
Like it's really, really getting old. Wow,
right. But it's like, but aside from that, anything else? Anything going? Like any housekeeping we should take care of?
We've got a little bit of housekeeping. Okay, so let's see. So Sacramony, you just saw the ad for it. Went live this morning. Already off to a great start. Tanner in the chat has Ren Intergalactic Mercenary a second chance off of on Indiegogo right now.
Oh,
he's already he has a flexible goal, so just don't worry about it. People go over there, back the fucking book if you didn't get it while it was on Kickstarter. He had a very successful Kickstarter. Mike Jimmy's got Life on Korra Volume 1.
That's right.
Up.
That's also also on
JD apparently, who never talks to people, has the Oswald Chronicles Volume
2. Yes.
And he has a pre-launch page, but it would have been nice to know that.
Right.
So now you know.
Right.
Daphne still has her sign up for Ego Raven.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, we are
just,
put them everywhere. Yeah, we are
check
just
out the group
like
in a
2
little
weeks
bit. I'll
away.
put it everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, everything that we mentioned is in the show notes. Also, yeah, well, it's JD. He does whatever he wants, He's a feral Kickstarter animal. Yeah. And also if you missed it yesterday on which broadcast on the Indie Comics Network, Talking Comics on a Sunday with JD Calderon. It was a pretty good show. Visenia was on there introducing the boys to VTubing. So so it was a really good episode, really interesting. So if you missed out on that episode yesterday, make sure to check it out on the replay. So because it's like Visenia she just does so much and more. Makes me feel inadequate. So hey, no, there are just some things that I'm just like, no, I'm not. If I wanted to do a VTuber, I would just pay somebody to rig it. I'm not. I can do the like probably the artwork and whatnot and breaking it up, but the actual programming, no, I would rather pay for somebody to do that. It's like my brain is too full for that to worry about digital physics. So and let's not forget that, because this is more of a reminder while Nita is typing away, I'll just grab the card here. Yeah, so House of Bob is coming back.
Oh, damn it, Daphne! The second you said it, the porn bot showed up.
Oh no! You said of course they did. Of course they did.
Do not go look at those private photos. Let me
exactly. So here on the 29th already, the last Saturday of the month, Halloween weekend. It's just gonna be me and Nita again.
We'll be having our own sex chat 69.
Yeah, I know, for real. We are we're we don't know what we're talking about. It's like we have no topic. All we know that it's Halloween weekend.
Porn on Halloween weekend.
Yeah, so it's like, so probably I'll break out one of my fancy pajamas and we'll do something this weekend. Now, for those of you who don't know, House of Bob is the adults only live stream drawing stream where we will be having conversations that are not appropriate for the daytime crowd, even though it's at 8 p.m. And and I will be drawing some furry porn for your educational purposes only. Yes. So so join us on Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's from 8 to 10. And join us in the chat and help us get some conversation going. So that's
not interesting enough.
Yeah. Well, look, it's like I've had a lot going on between the fulfillment and just like trying
just
to
admit it, Daphne. You found a younger, cuter model.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did. Oh my god, what is this, Daphne?
It's a Ragin 10 coupon code for all your Gemini mailer needs, and it's also good if you're buying bags and boards in bulk, which we're going to be doing very soon, because we now have to start fulfilling Jose's, JD's Oswald Chronicles campaign. So so if you need Gemini mailers or any of the associated supplies that go along with it, contact the Gemini Comic Supply Company and use our coupon code RAGIN10 to get 10% off your next order. And yes, if you have any questions, comments, you want things you want us to address on the show, you have an idea that you want us to talk about, contact us at raginabc@gmail.com, and Nita will take care of you, and we'll see what we can talk about.
I can't wait until that's a video.
Right. Oh yeah. We're looking with the new year coming up, it's like we're looking at doing some kind of like some changes to kind of streamline this process, so we're not going from card to card or whatnot. Oh yes, Dragon. So like I said, Dragon Child. There we go. The link is in the chat. So so yes, any links, show notes, chat.
Indie Comics Promotions Group,
right?
On Facebook. Yeah, it'll be everywhere.
Right. Let me just. I just have to do something really, really quick. I'll be right.
No.
Yes. Look. Just look. It's like no. Just really quick. Well, you know what? Look. Okay. Look. Just to make you feel better, I'm just gonna mute myself, and I'm not gonna have. I won't disappear completely. So hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second.
All right. Let me see if I can hold on. I'm trying to find some more links. So anyway, yeah. So Daphne is like all obsessed with this new girl now, and she's like cuter than me and younger than me, and I'm sad. Oh my god. And it is not a pattern. I swear. Daphne can mention porn and it'll never happen. But like I don't know what all of a sudden it's just been popping up. I'm serious, Mike Jimmy. I need your help. I need advice. It feels like it. The plot thickens. Oh, does it? All right, let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to find where. Oh man, I was gonna show you guys a new bump, but apparently I didn't upload it.
Okay, there we go. So look at this nonsense that Nita, it's Nita. There is no younger model. Jesus Christ! It's like I already told Nita she's my best girl, and it's like we're not going anywhere, and everything's cool. Jesus Christ! It's like this is what happens when you try to get off caffeine and sugar at the same time.
I told you I was insecure, Daphne. I'm just insecure right now.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. It's like we're both going through it, this week. Oh my god. So a lot of weird things. Well, not a lot of weird things, but the thing is, it's like I wanted to start off the conversation differently today, the topic different. I had like a very generic, a very not generic, but kind of like a specific topic that's something that has been bothering me for a bit.
Okay.
But the thing is, let's start off with a little bit more, I don't know, a positive note, I guess, kind of like,
before we rant.
But I don't know. You see, it depends on. I guess it depends on how you look at it. But the thing is, it's like I'd like to share a little bit on some creative process stuff that kind of started last night. So so I'm always talking about like my writing situation where it's like how I come up with stories is that like I get like an idea popping in my head, and then I try to write like these little segments. And then I put them aside, and then it's like, sometimes they grow into a story, sometimes they don't. But it's kind of like, like world building by the seat of my pants type of thing. And, that's why when people go, it's like, oh, if you could if you could tell yourself something 5 years ago, and it's like, those things don't work for me, because the thing is though, it's because like 5 years ago, I wasn't doing the type of stories I'm doing now.
I wouldn't even talk to the little bitch I was.
Right?
5 years ago.
It's like it was just like I much prefer what I'm doing now than what I was doing 5 years ago. But the thing is, though, is like I have to be at this moment to do what I'm doing now.
Right.
Because certain things had to happen for me to have the ideas I have now that didn't happen 5 years ago. So those kind of those things don't really do anything for me. So I've been working. So what I do is like, so there's the main Eagle Raven story that I have. That's 15 issues. That one's completely done. Aside from like some minor tweaking that I've been doing here and there, nothing that changes the trajectory of the story. I mean, pretty much it's unchanged. But the thing is, I do have these little side stories, little side quest stories. Side quest stories that didn't fit in with the main storyline, but I've been doing like little stories with them. And like I said, I have the vignettes, and sometimes I'm able to translate those into like a little short story, like, probably like 4 pages or 8 pages. I think the longest that I have right now is a 12-page story. And so they kind of like, and then I've been kind of slowly releasing them that way as stretch goals to kind of like, it's like they're not integral to anything. It's like you can kind of go without them, but the things, I think they add a little bit more character to the overall story, a little bit more texture, a little bit more context to certain character behaviors or whatnot. So there was this one story, this one vignette that I was really, really stuck on. And, I kind of liked it. I was playing around with a couple of ideas, and I wanted like some kind of like a silly, lighthearted story. But there were just certain things in it that I just could not like I wrote it, but I wrote it. Okay. I wrote it, but and it's done. But the thing is, though, it never kind of sat right with me. Like, it was just one of those stories, like, it never felt finished because, like, okay, there's something wrong here. I can't put my finger on it. And here's the thing, and I'm sure, like, a lot of creators in the audience will relate to this, but it's like, showing a story to someone who I guess could be considered an editor, or someone who could edit the story or kind of like give any type of like criticism on it, is always a nerve-wracking thing. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's like, I do know what it is. It's like, it's like we work hard on these stories, and then the last thing we need is, we kind of like terrorize ourselves with thinking that it's like, what if somebody says it's stupid? And we're kind of like afraid of that. It's like, no matter what we do, it's like, oh, what if somebody says it's stupid? How much do I have to change? It's like, and that's just something I think in the end is something that we really have to get over ourselves with. It's like, look, I still, every time I still have to do it. I still have to kind of get over myself. So last night I decided, it's like, you know what? We were watching Game of Thrones. Me and JD were watching Game of Thrones. And then it's like,
are you watching Game of Thrones or House of Dragon?
Oh yeah, House of Dragon. It's like, we're watching, Iran, Iraq. It's like, so I was watching House of Dragon, and something in there kind of reminded me of this story that I was trying to hammer out. And so, we talked a little bit about the show or whatnot. And I'm very behind on it. I've only been getting it in like 20-minute chunks. So I'm the asshole asking, who is that? What's going on? It's like right now, it's like, because it's just easier for me to ask what's going on as opposed to actually sitting down and watching it. So after, we talked about the show a bit, I segued the conversation into this story that I was trying to hammer out. And it's like, and look, nothing is it is so hard for me than talking about my own writing to JD. I mean, it's just like, oh shit. If anyone, it's like, it's just very imposing. It's very, it's tough, but, I kind of gritted my teeth, and I was started like kind of pussyfooting around the question, and it kind of like, how do I talk about my story without talking about my story type of thing. But the thing is, though, you see, here's the thing. This is what makes it worth it. So I ask him my questions. I throw my questions out. And it was more about like, would this behavior be believable? It's like, is this, does this character interaction make sense?
Right.
And it actually turned out that it didn't to him, because he was like going, and here's the funny thing, because he goes, I don't understand the character's motivation, which kind of threw me off, because I kind of thought that was established, that I told him just straight out, well, this is the motivation. He goes, no, that's not motivation. It's like that, because it doesn't, I mean, and it's like, so we kind of did this back and forth thing where, again, I'm still trying to get over myself. But the more he talks about the more he talked about, okay, you know, this technically wouldn't happen, like this and this, like maybe this would happen, or this, like he just starts bringing out his ideas, and I'm sitting there going, holy shit, I never thought of it like that. And the more it's like I was getting these ideas for the story, you know, like he was telling me like the possibilities of how I could fix my problem. And here's the funny thing. I ended up asking one question. It was like, would this behavior be appropriate at this age? When it turned out that wasn't the question I had to ask. So the thing is that, so his suggestions ended up kind of, I go, oh shit, the story's not going to work. If, you know, it's like this, my story is not going to work the way I want it, you know, with, you know, and it's like, these suggestions are a lot more interesting, but the story, the way I originally intended, is not going to work. You know, like I literally had to start rethinking stuff. So last night I went to bed like, okay, you know, I'm staring at a picture of the character. Who are you? Tell me who you are. You know, it's like all, you know, it's like I thought I had your story and I don't. You know, it's like, this is kind of like, and here's the thing though, this piece of backstory that I'm trying to put together, in the grand scheme of things, really doesn't mean anything, you know, but it's just one of those things where I need to know like what this part of his of the character's backstory is, you know, for it to kind of like make sense in my head, and then I could just kind of move on. So this morning I woke up and I went back to that vignette that I was trying to rework, and I started like, I literally just sat staring at it for a little bit, and then I started to slowly write into it, like just changing a couple of lines. And then it's like, using all of the suggestions that JD was telling me, I started slowly bringing that into the story. And here's the thing though. Here's the thing that kind of kills me. I'm getting a better story just with those suggestions. However, it's changing the tone of the story so much, I might not be able to use it anyway. You know, because I don't know. It's like I'm still kind of shifting things around a bit, but that was kind of like, you know, I'm writing it and it's like, oh, if I take, like, there were two ways for me to take it, right? It's like I could have explained something very simply, but I wouldn't have had that much of a story with it. Like, it's like, okay, it would have been like just so basic. That's like, why am I even, like, it kind of made the story pointless if I go one way. But by using JD's suggestions, I got a more interesting story. But like I said, it changes the tone that I was going for. And now it's like, okay, now the story is kind of growing a little bit as I'm kind of massaging this thing in. And yeah, and it's just like really funny because it's like, it's like, here I was afraid of getting any type of editorial advice, but right off the bat, I know I'm getting better. I'm getting a better work because of it.
Well, yeah.
You know, yeah, you know, but the thing is though, it's like, I still have to massage it a bit because it's like, yeah, it was just like, there came a point where it's like, I really like the way the story is going, but by itself, I wouldn't be able to use it for anything. You know, like instead of it being a vignette, it all of a sudden turned into part of a larger, like kind of like a larger context. And it's like, that's not really what I wanted. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue through it anyway. And then, you know what? If it just turns out to be a story that I just put aside for later, that's what's going to end up as. But you know, at least, and then it's like, at least like, okay, I kind of have that world building part done, you know. So like I said, it's like it just locks in a part of a background story that I can like hinge on later if ever. You know, but yeah, but it was just like really funny. And it's like yeah, editing, man. It's like, just kind of like I said, it's like getting editorial input, I know is nerve-wracking, but honestly, I mean, it really is something that it's so important. Like, I remember I've only had JD look at my writing. Right. It's like, if working it backwards. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So that's kind of like, but because, creatives in general, generally very bad at taking criticism. Yeah. No, but and that's the thing too, because like I said, it's like, it's getting, you see, this is the thing too. It also depends on how much it's like I said, my worst fear is being told that this character that I created is stupid. But the thing is, though, I can't see any circumstance where JD would outright tell me this is stupid.
Well, no.
So I don't really know what exactly, it's like why that's still a hang up that I have, where it's like, because there are two other times, major times, that I had him give me advice over a story that I wrote. The first one was Legend of the Silk Rose, which is the prequel.
Right.
And I had him read that entire thing. And he gave me such, like I said, it's like such important advice that in the end gave me a much better story. And here's the funny thing. It's like, because the theme that and then it's like, when I was writing the novel, I found myself stuck on a part. And I was just like, I was just like, okay, well, I kind of have this problem. How do I move past it? And instead of saying, and again, it's like, instead of saying this is stupid, he goes, okay, okay, so you have these two characters. It's like, what are their relationship within? Right. I know, right? It's like, it's like, when did that happen? I mean, because the only people who are outright calling your shit stupid are assholes who really don't care about you improving your work or not. So that's, so I don't know where it's like this comes from. Like, why am I so concerned about a bunch of rando nobodies? And it's like, and here's a person who I highly respect, and I'm thinking he's gonna act like a rando nobody towards my work. It's like, it's stupid.
Right.
That's stupid.
Well, of course.
So he helped me get through this scene in the novel. And it seems like what what the funny thing is like, all these three themes, these three scenes that I've been having problems with, it's like there seems to be like a reoccurring thing where my characters can be too milquetoast in reacting to something. Oh, hey, yeah, I know, really. For real. And JD helps me kind of put a little bit more spine on them. So it's like, so it's just like, no, this is better. This is better. This is what I want. I want my characters to have more spine than me, apparently, when I'm writing them. So it's just kind of like, weird. I mean, it's kind of weird that I still have this hang up. And and I have the full manuscript to the novel that I do want him to read over, but again, it's like, I'm just like completely like, again, it's like, it's the whole cycle of, is he going to call something stupid in here? And it's like, Jesus Christ, no, if there's anything that bothers him, he's going to show me, okay, this doesn't make any sense, do this, or
Right.
this, and it's just like, I don't know, it's like, it's just like a tough thing for me to kind of get over every time, and so yeah, it's because that's the thing too, because I have Nita, I had to mail the manuscript, a copy of the manuscript, to Nita for the novel. So it's like, so she could finally read that over. And that's the thing too. It's like, I don't want to hear, oh, this is great and whatever, you don't have to change a thing. It's like, no, it's like, if something bothers you, if there's something doesn't make sense, or it doesn't, like, what's the motivation here? As the question he asked last night, I want to know, because it's like, I don't, because in the end, it's like, it's like creatives are like, we're insecure as anything. But, I really do think that we do, we do want to improve our work. We do want to take it to the next level, so in that case, somebody has to tell us, okay, well, this isn't working. Well, this doesn't make sense or whatnot. And it's like, and we just kind of have to like suck that up and kind of like, okay, how do I get a better thing at the other end? And that's kind of like, the thing that was kind of like bugging me since last night, because like I said, it's like it's like I started massaging the stories. So but that's the thing. I think what it is that too many assholes really do ruin the experience. The people who think that you suck is constructive criticism or is just criticism. And it's like, no, you're just being an asshole. It's like telling me I suck doesn't say anything. It's just, well, it's telling me more about you than me. It's like, it's still, you see, that's the thing. It's like, but we're talking about pattern finding. Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing. If there's a certain pattern that people are that people are pointing out in your work, like I said, it's like my pattern seems to be that I don't put enough spine on my male characters. And it's like, and honestly, on a certain level, I find that fascinating, that it's like, oh, okay. It's like, it's like, so how would a guy, because that's kind of like, I feel kind of my weak spots. Like, okay, so how would a guy react to this situation? Was this be a normal thing? It's
that
like,
depends. Are we talking 30 years ago or today?
You know what you say, but that's the funny thing, because it's like with Ego Raven, I'm talking about like a medieval world that I'm using kind of modern sensibilities on it. Like, I'm not being historically accurate, if that makes any sense. So it's like that's not my goal. I'm kind of not writing game. I don't want to say I'm not writing Game of Thrones, because Nita's going to like, oh, yes, you are, you dumb
yes,
bitch.
you are, you bitch.
So it's like, I'm not really interested in like historical accuracy. Like, oh, well, how would they be acting, back then? It's like, it's like, it's the story is an anachronistic 12th century based thing, but a lot of things, it's like, but I'm not writing from a historically accurate angle. I mean, it's like,
there's Swedish fish in your story.
Yes, I have, coffee and Swedish fish.
Okay,
okay. Yeah, I mean, that's how I explain it. It's like, look, if you can't handle coffee and Swedish fish, you don't
belong here.
12th century story. Yeah, you don't belong here. That's true. It's like, this is not the story for you. But do you have like a bump or something you want to
yeah, I do. My connection just told me I was stable, and as soon as I turned on my camera, it was like, no, bitch, I'm just fucking with you.
There we go. Right, so hit that bump, and and I'll kind of continue my thought as to what my other concern was for the day.
Alrighty, ma'am. All right, sex bots are back too. I'm gonna take care of that.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Oh, hello there. You just caught me in the middle of making a drink. While I'm doing that, here's a disembodied voice that'll talk to you about what this commercial is about.
Thanks, sellout me. Shots with Comics is a podcast with artists and writers Chad Perkins, Kit Bonitis Jaspering, and Blake Matthias. They'll give you a brutally honest review of the comics they are reading. Do they love it? Do they hate it? They'll tell you while drinking their traumas away. If this sounds terrible, then join us Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Indie Comics Podcast Network for this aggressive comedy review show and sellout commercial.
And that is tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not send your comics to them. Awesome. And we are back.
Hello. Oh my goodness. So how are so you got the bots under control again?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Yeah, they've been coming out for everything. Yeah, they've been coming out for like everybody's been getting
what our booties.
Yeah, I know. It's it's like it's the season. The holidays are coming up, so they have to ramp it up. Oh my goodness. So Nita, I don't know. I think I'm having it's I don't know. I just find it I watch a lot of interviews, with other creators or whatnot. And I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that I'm having a hard time relating to a lot of people.
Oh. Well, that's not hard to fathom.
It's like that this is also kind of something that's been bothering me for I don't know, like I said, everything's been kind of standing out this past week. And it's like, it's always been said that being able to do art, being able to be creative is actually a privilege. Where it requires a certain set of circumstances that allows us to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of hint on the fact that, it's like me being able to do what I do is not by accident. It's like I really had to plan out for about 10 years to get to a point where I could literally stay home and do this. So it's like, I guess it's like, so I'm able to think about artwork a little bit differently than other people. I mean, it's like, I'm not saying that, it's like, oh, I'm special. Nobody's fucking special. Not even me.
You're special.
But,
you're special to me, Daphne.
But the thing is though, is that, I don't know, man, it's just like, it just seems like, especially lately, it just seems like I've been meeting a lot more people who are just in comics as a strict business rather than an art form. And
yeah.
And the thing is though, and it's like, and that's kind of been bothering me especially this last week. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just that I'm more and more finding it difficult to relate. It's like, especially if when I'm asking people about, it's like, what made you dream this? It's like, what makes this story so important for you to tell? It's like, what,
and they're like, dollars makes the story important for me to tell.
It's like, yeah, it's like when I say, what made you create this character? And you answer me with, well, I felt that there was a hole in my IP portfolio. It's like, oh, all right. And it's like,
bored now. Next question.
And the thing is, right. And the thing is though, and this is literally one of those, it's not you, it's me type of thing,
right.
Where it's like, I understand we live in a society, and it's like, and this society is run as a capitalist hellscape that requires every ounce of you to be monetized on every level.
Right.
And the thing is though, and yet, so it's like, we just meet all these people where it's like, oh, it's the business. I'm doing the business, and you know, and the thing is though, and it's like, and they almost kind of like get confused when I try to ask them like what exactly their passion is. Like what, you know, it's like what, like
well, no, they don't, because those that are in it like that, it's not, there is, the passion is the drive is the dollar. So they can't, but they know to say that makes them seem like they're lacking in creativity. But I'm not going to comment on that part.
right.
But so that's why they don't know how to answer you, because very few will actually just say like, I'm in it for the money. And it's okay to say you're in it for the money.
But at the same time, they can't answer me creatively either.
Well, no, because they're in it for the money.
You know, I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, and it's just kind of like really strange. Oh, why, yes, Jake. You know, it's like, yes, Jake. I mean, yeah, you know what? Yeah. You know, because that's the thing. And it's like, and mind you, Jake is passionate. We have spoken to Jake before, you know, and it's like, yeah, Jake is very passionate about what he does and his, you know, what, you know, his with his strips and whatnot that he does. And it's like, yeah, I completely believe that, you know, and that's the thing, because it's like, holy crap. I mean, there are some days that I really do think that when it comes to my creativity, I'm literally borderline mentally ill. I swear to God, sometimes it really feels like that.
No,
and I'm not being facetious when I say that. Like I said, when I at the beginning, more when I was telling my previous story, you know, I'm saying that I'm looking at pictures of my characters and I'm literally asking the picture, who are you? Which is in the end how I got the whole entire Ego Raven story to begin with. I looked at this pinup that I was drawing over and over and I go, who are you? Who are you? Tell me your story. You know, and
that's where good stories come from.
you know, and the thing is though, it's like, it's not about like, I didn't ask, are you sellable? You know, it's like, I didn't ask, what's your demographic? You know, yes. I asked the character, who are you? You know, and it's like, and that's kind of like insane to even say out loud, you know, that it's like, you know, like, you know, it's like every time I draw these characters out, it's like, tell me a little bit more about your story. Tell me about you. You know, and I'm telling this to fictional characters. They don't exist. You know, and it's like, and I guess it's like, you know, it's, you know, and it's just kind of weird to feel like I'm the only one that does that. Please, somebody in the audience tell me I'm not the only one that does that.
Every time I write something, I have to talk to them, because I have to be able to hear their voice.
You know, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's like, you know, like there are days that I'm working on my stuff and I literally feel it like it either in my chest or in my stomach. You know, it's kind of like I really do have this physical, visceral feeling. Like if I don't work on these characters, it's like I get a physical response from that. You know, that it's, you know, and it's like, yeah, and it's like, the thing is though, is like I was telling this to JD and he says no, that he has that same problem, that he says that he actually, like, he finished Oswald and he hadn't written anything for a bit ever since he finished the physical, the story, the actual story. And he says he literally has mood swings over it. That he says that, oh, it's like, I'm going to have to start writing again soon because I'm literally feeling it physically. You know, and, you know, like, they're like, it's just kind of like, you know, like, it was just like really, really weird. You know, it's like,
Okay, well, here's the deal. If you don't do that, in my opinion, I think that your story will always fall short. Because if you don't take the time out to get to know your own character, how the hell are you going to know how they speak? How the hell are you going to know how they would respond to something? Their mannerisms and such, their likes and dislikes, all the things that bring that reality to the book with the engagement of the dialogue between characters.
Yeah.
So to me, that's perfectly acceptable and perfectly normal. Your mental health is stable, unlike my internet.
You know, so that's the thing. So it's like I have this like really, really intense, like, it's like, look, it's like, and that's the thing too. It's like if I'm not working on Eagle Raven, I have to be working on Tall Tales. If I'm not working on Tall Tales, I have to be working on Eagle Raven. There's not like an in between. It's like it's either one or the other. And you know, so it's like, and the thing is, like I said, it's like holy shit, like how much privilege is that? You know, to be able to know that my livelihood is not dependent on whether these characters make me money. You know, and then I'm able, and it's like, and I'm just kind of wondering, it's like, so when people tell me business, 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 it's like I don't know how to relate to that, because this is the funny thing, because it's like the business side is at a point where it's kind of irrelevant to me right now.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I'm doing the Kickstarters and it raises me money, you know, to be able to do this, but all it's doing is just supporting what I have already, so that I can continue concentrating on this. Like, you know, I'm not concerned about being in your local comic book shop. I'm not really concerned about being in Diamond. You know, it's like,
you're not worried about the Netflix deal.
Right, exactly. It's like, oh, it's like, you know, I'm not really concerned about being on Amazon or Walmart or whatnot. And it's like, you know, and it's like, yeah, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with these things per se, but it's like, I think that the more I keep meeting people who make that their entire focus, like that part of the process is their passion, the creation is just like, oh, it could be anything. You know, oh, I'm just throwing all these characters on the wall, but this is where I'm really concentrating on. It's like I just have a hard time relating to that. I found the story writing glitch that helps. If the pro tag isn't defined, look to the side characters in the cast. Yes. Yeah, that's actually part. Yeah, that's actually part of how, you know, JD told me to solve the problem. That it's like, okay, well, what's the motivation for this other character related to him? And then it's like, oh, you're right. You know, and once I kind of accepted something of that other character, it made telling the other story I was trying to tell a little bit easier. So yes, exactly. It's like always look to the always look around, right? So yeah, I mean, it's just like, I mean, it's like Nita. It's like, I mean, this is gonna sound absolutely stupid. This is gonna sound stupid because like this, it's shit like this that really just like, yes, I am completely certified. It's like I have literally fallen in love with my own characters. Like literally, like I felt that shit. Like I created, you know, it's like I was drawing out a character, or it's like there was one particular time, it's like I was kind of, you know, doing one of the characters, and I finished coloring him. It's like the second I put in the colors, I put in the flats on the color. The color flats on it, and then I put the shading on it, and the second I clicked on that layer with the shading, which kind of like completed the piece, I felt it here. And it's like, holy shit, the last time I felt the last time I felt that, it was JD. You know, I mean, it's like, it was like that, you know, it's like, you know, and it happened one other time as well. It's like I created, you know, it's like I was drawing this character and all of a sudden I felt it here, you know, and it's like, you know, and it's like, it's just like, I mean, that's kind of like, it's like, can somebody who's just doing this who can say that their character is just a hole in their IP that they had, IP catalog that they had to fill, could they tell me a story like that? You know, it's like, because I try to get these stories out of people. You know, it's like, you know, because I want to feel like, you know, I'm not the only one, right? I'm not the only one.
Nope, you're not the only one.
And it's, I don't know. And it's like, I don't know whether that has a lot to do with the fact that, you know, this is kind of like, exactly. It's like, I've made, my characters have made me swoon. I swear. It's like, and it's like, yeah, and I'm just kind of like, you know, maybe that's just because of the environment that we're in. People have, I guess they have more respect for each other if it's like, if they do the business rather than if they're an artiste. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just like really, it's like, I mean, thank you, Nicholas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, you know, because it's just like, you know, it's like everything that we do is so like there's this pressure to be commodified. You know, it's like, why? It's like, yeah. So in the end, it's like, you know, there's so many easier ways to make money. You know, it's like if I had to make money, I would just get a job. I know I've said that over and over again. I would never ask my artwork. I would never put that pressure on my artwork. If I had to make money, I'd get a job. It's a lot easier, a lot cleaner, less fuss, no muss. It doesn't take up brain space that I would rather be using for my books. You know? And you know, so it's like there has to be, there's easier ways to do it. So it's like, so why do these very, very business minded people want to get into comics? Why do you do comics out there, the peoples? Why do you do comics? I mean, it's like, wouldn't it be easier to do something else? I mean, I can tell you there's easier things to do than comics. Even if you're paying other people to draw for you or whatnot, that's, you know, herding cats is easier than trying to organize artists.
Because for the most part, I think there really is some kind of passion there. The passion could just be for the medium themselves. And then, then of course, if you are not the artist or if you're not a writer, if you're someone who just like collaborates and gets everybody together to create a fucking project, or the even just the ideas guy, which some great things have been written from that, don't get me wrong, like, and I completely lost where I was going with that, but I had a fucking point and I swear to God it was a good one. Like, fuck, I got completely sidetracked because now I have bots coming on the other channel.
Oh, well, you know, yeah. You see, that's the thing about being a producer. You know, it's like you got to keep your eyes on everything.
But I think there's a passion there to a degree, whether they're in it for the business or the art itself is their passion. Like the passion could just be for the medium as a thing of nostalgia from childhood, or there's different variations of passion. But I know what you mean when you're talking about like being deep with your characters,
right? Yeah,
because like I have to be to write, and it gets really weird because some of the stuff I write, like, not only do I have to love you, I have to know how to fuck you.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, I know. That's also another aspect of
see,
of all
you're
this.
not alone. You're not weird. And if you are, you're in the right weird fucking place, okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's I mean that's the thing. I mean, it's like, look, you know, and like I said, I'm not dismissing the business side of it. It's just as important for us to even survive doing what we're doing, to know the business aspect of it. I mean, because in the end, it's like I'm still trying to push. I may come off as having this nonchalant attitude, but at the same time, it's like I'm obsessed with pushing my Kickstarter to the next level
all the time.
You know, so you know, so that's the thing. So it's not like it's a not important part. It's not like, oh, I don't think about business at all. You know, it's like no, I actually I kind of think about it all the time in the context of Kickstarter. Yes, exactly. It happens all the time. You know, I mean, it's because like, yeah, because it's like because it's like, look, it's like right now I'm obsessing with my next campaign. I'm look, I wasn't even barely done with my last campaign when I started obsessing on my next one. And not to go on a completely different tangent, but the thing is though, is that sometimes success can kind of be our worst enemy too.
Right.
This last campaign, I wasn't expecting it to do what it did. I was expecting the trade to make me like $30, like, I don't know, $3,500 or something, but around that amount. And then it's like, okay, all my effort's going to have to go on issue 5. Right. But instead I ended up jumping to 8.4, and it's like, holy shit, what do I do now? And it's like, and it completely put me in panic mode because I was not expecting the campaign to do that.
Right.
So what happens? I started obsessing on the business end of it. It's like, holy shit, what do I have to do? Do I, it's like this now, I feel like I'm putting so much pressure on my next campaign that doesn't deserve it. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's, it's like that's the thing too, that it's like, am I being unfair on this next, it might be unfair to myself. For this next campaign, it's like, so, if I think that if my campaign had just done what I expected it to do, I wouldn't kind of be in this mental state right now.
But but it did, and it did phenomenal.
Right.
And you know what? So what? Dream it, dude. Go for it. Fucking set out to make your fucking $25,000 campaign.
Oh, I wish.
What the fuck ever. Believe that and go into it. And I mean, and at worst, like you always had it nagging in the back of your mind, you might not. So what? But go in there like you're gonna fucking do it. You're gonna wipe it clean.
Right. But here's also the thing too. If it doesn't, I also have to keep that from affecting me. Like, it's like it's like, okay, what if it had reversed?
Well,
what if
we'll
it
talk
reverses
about later?
Right, exactly. It's like, that's the thing that I have to, like, okay, what if issue 5, that's the $3,500 campaign? What if I never I don't make any further than that? And the thing is, it doesn't mean that I have a lesser book because of it. It just means that, it just is not, people are talking about how there's like might be a slowdown on Kickstarter. People are, it's getting harder to fund, that people aren't seeing the same gains.
But Daphne, they were saying that while you were live slaying it last time. So.
Right. Yeah, I know. So it's like, so now it's my turn in the barrel, right?
Well,
or maybe, yeah, exactly. I mean,
do the job, but you won't get sticky.
Yeah, exactly. I know, really. Oh my goodness. So here we are at the top of the hour. I'm sure, I hope I just didn't confuse everybody with these tangents. Usually we save these types of, rambling conversations for Fridays, but no, we're starting on a Monday with that. But honestly though, I really do want to thank everybody in the chat for, I guess, reassuring me. Thank you so much. It's like, I just, you know what? It's like, I guess I just needed, I don't know, to hear it from other people, it's just slight tangents. You know what? I guess everything's related to comics, so it's not really, right? We still remained on topic, no matter what. But yeah, it's, so it's like, so thank you everybody in the chat for joining in. And it's like, it's like, if Nita's not pulling your comments up, I am reading them afterwards, so thank you so much for that. And thank you to the 9 people who are still watching. I hope that you got something out of this, that you too are as ridiculously neurotic as I am. About my writing, about my creative process, and about my business acumen or lack thereof.
My God.
So thank you so much for listening this past hour. So Nita, do you have any like final thoughts aside from you're signing up to AT&T after this is all done.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, I really don't. Like, okay.
Right.
So like, if you want to find everybody's information, anybody who's involved in the network, all of our social media platforms and whatever, head over to Linktree/Indie Comics Network. We got it all in one place. Yeah. I'm professional.
Yeah, no, and it's only going to get better as the new year comes along, because like I said, we're making all these changes to really streamline this whole process, so changes, big changes, small changes, all the changes coming in 2023. So but for now, all the links of everything that we spoke about, all the campaigns, all the whatever you need is in the show notes below. There is the link tree that you can contact all of the individual show hosts if you need to. But like, it's all there, all in one.
All their link trees are inside that link tree. It's a link
there you go.
tree. It's a link forest.
Right, all in one convenient place for everybody. So and in the meantime, if you want to see more of my work, of my upcoming campaigns, of all that other stuff, my portfolio, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook if you're into seeing sketches, current work in progress, again, all my upcoming campaign information, it's mostly there on Facebook. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's not. I made the joke. I remember making the joke with Meredith. You don't have a link tree. You have a link orchard.
Oh my God.
So yes, and remember that you can also check me out here on YouTube on my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, where I do live streams on art live streams on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So again, if you watch both our channels, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, get notified whenever we go live. Do all the things the algorithm to make the algorithm gods happy, so more eyes can get on our stuff.
If it makes a woman happy, it makes the algorithm happy.
Yes, exactly. There you go. There you go. So thank you again, everybody, for joining us on this, in my case, dreary Monday. But it's not that bad. I actually like it when it rains. So just like the song, except for for more positive reasons. It takes the pressure out of like needing to go outside or something. You know what it is? It's a nice day to just stay in and work and do pages, and it's raining, and I'm just like that. That's just the type of person that I am. So there we go. So in the words of the ancients, especially now, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, literally and figuratively, and do the work, because in the end, there's no avoiding doing the work. But when you do the work, the actual work, you never have to fake your accomplishments. And honestly, I don't know who would want to fake this. Honestly, I mean, really, I don't get it either. But hey, don't fake it. Just do the work. So on that note, I will see everybody later.